Hey viewers, you're watching the Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. US President Donald Trump has filed a lawsuit against the BBC, seeking $10 billion in damages, alleging that the British broadcaster defamed him and engaged in deceptive and unfair business practices. The 33-page complaint submitted on Monday claims that the BBC aired content that misrepresented Trump in a false and harmful manner. It also asserts that the coverage was designed to interfere with and influence the 2024 US presidential election. Donald Trump's legal actions focuses on allegations that the BBC spliced together to entirely separate parts of President Trump's speech on January 6, 2021, in a way that intentionally misrepresented the meaning of what Trump said. The broadcaster had previously apologized over the edited footage but denied defaming him, describing the incident as an error of judgment. The controversy ultimately led to the resignations of the BBC's Director General and Head of News. The January 6 speech was delivered shortly before some of Donald Trump's supporters stormed the US Capitol, as Congress was set to certify President-elect Joe Biden's victory in the 2020 election, which Trump falsely claimed had been stolen. The BBC aired an hour-long documentary titled "Trump: A Second Chance," just days before the 2024 US presidential election. The program combined three quotes from separate sections of Donald Trump's speech, delivered nearly an hour apart, creating the impression that Donald Trump told his supporters to march to the Capitol and fight. The edits omitted portions of the speech in which Donald Trump urged supporters to protest peacefully. Donald Trump has said that the BBC put terrible words in my mouth having to do with Jan 6 that I didn't say, while claiming he actually spoke beautiful words about patriotism. He filed the lawsuit in Florida after the deadlines to bring a case in British courts expired. The complaint seeks $5 billion in damages on two counts, that is, defamation and violations of Florida's Deceptive and Unfair Trade Practices Act. The Panorama episode suggested Donald Trump told the crowd, "We are going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you, and we fight. We fight like hell," despite the edits separating and rearranging parts of the original speech. The BBC has not responded to the lawsuit, but maintains that there is no legal basis for a defamation claim. The controversy also highlighted broader concerns about alleged systematic problems in BBC coverage of Donald Trump, Gaza, and trans issues. Donald Trump's legal team accused the BBC of a brazen attempt to interfere in the 2024 election, claiming that the broadcaster has a history of deceiving audiences in service of a leftist political agenda. The complaint argues that the Florida court has jurisdiction because the BBC engages in substantial business activities in the state through its website and streaming platform, BritBox. The lawsuit is part of Donald Trump's broader pattern of legal action against media companies whose coverage he finds unfavorable. Since his re-election, he has secured high-profile settlements, including $15 million from ABC over defamation claims and $16 million from Paramount over alleged false editing of an interview with Democratic candidate Kamala Harris. Donald Trump's complaint states that despite the BBC's apology, the broadcaster has shown no actual remorse or meaningful reforms to prevent future journalistic abuses. He seeks compensatory and punitive damages for the reputational harm he says he suffered. Critics argue that claiming $10 billion is preposterous, especially since Donald Trump won the 2024 election and profited from the association with January 6, even selling merchandise referencing the word fight. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.